follow me, and I will make you fishers a man.
Destroyed for a lack of knowledge. Now we coming back for ours. Used to be a vagabond, awakened in Babylon. I'ma keep my mouth closed. If they choose to Babylon, this walk was a marathon. Don't worry, we'll lap them on. Woke me out that comatose. Wind up Babylon over time. Used to overdose. Prideful, don't get close to folks. Living in the comfort zone. Yeah, I keep that sofa close. Rest of y'all can slumber on. Living like an overloaf. Yeah, I keep that Mogan close. Just to have a merry mind. Thinking about these scary times. It's depressing every time. Father knows the man in me, looking for a sign to see. Conscious seer within hot iron, check the irony. Snatch me out that closed coffin. Vanity that man in me amounts up to no profit. Sidetracked so often, then he shine an everlasting light upon my life. Now I fully understand what he requires of a man. Word up. Once was a child, spake as a child, thought as a child. Now I understand. Put away them childish things, became a man. About my father's business on the bigger plans. We know in part, prophesying part. Here and there a little, building up to Noah's Ark. But when perfection comes, all that is done away. Was looking through a dark glass, now it's face to face. How many lies? Many lies, cause many lie. We from the gutter, unnoticed like Pennywise. Ain't scared of nothing, go toe to toe with any size. Let's endure Jacob's trouble, then we rise. We on his heels, like our father came out the womb. Ran into Christ, like that man that came out them tombs. He cleansed house, had it garnished, swept out and groomed. Renewed spirit, get prepared for what's coming soon. I know he's real, I've seen it for myself. I reminisce my little nephew burned himself. Prayed as I cradle him close to my heart.
Oh boy, CO, we just missed another one.
Shalom, 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 family. Peace and blessings. Want to know if everybody can hear me out there. Can y'all hear me? Shalom, SFC, Stacy. Shalom, Dion. Shalom, family first. Shalom, shalom. All right, I want to make sure that y'all can hear me clear out there. Can y'all hear me loud and clear? And is my music above my above my voice? I want to make sure that my music is not above my voice so y'all can hear me. Alright, so turning that music down just a little bit. I don't want my music to be over my voice. I want y'all to hear me loud and clear. Alright, let's try to get that thing down a little bit more, because it look like it's still up kind of high. Okay. Alright. Oh, I was good. So I'll try to figure out. I always forget that it's like a 10-second delay. All right. All right, so let's jump straight into it. Shalom, family. Shalom. Peace and blessings. It's your brother, Chaasadahwar, your host, and my brother Chaasadahwar with me. So today we got another special show. We got brother Chaasadahwar blessing us with an interview today. So this thing is gonna be lovely. So first thing I want to do a few announcements real quick. So we appreciate everybody that participated in the polls and helping us get a new name for the show. So the new name for the show that has been picked by the people is Truth Be Told. Excuse me, Salakia. Tongue tied. Truth Be Told. So Truth Be Told Radio is the name of the show now. So appreciate everybody that helped out with putting that together and suggesting names and helping us out in that area. Like I said, we're a family. This is us. We doing this together. We doing this for y'all out here. So the second thing I want to get into real quick is the blooper challenge. If y'all ain't been a part of the Facts Blooper Challenge, I got the rules that's going to be right here. I'm going to place those here in the chat. So, boom, hold on. They doing some things right now. Sorry. They're doing some things. Sorry. Let's get this right. All right. So they say we one more over. I hate when they limit your characters inside of things. They limit your characters. So I gotta kill a few of these characters out here. So it ain't just no copy and paste today. All right. So we just gonna do that. Boom. It should be good now. It should be good. Boom. There we go. All right. So those are the rules right there for the blooper challenge. Make sure y'all go like, subscribe, and get everything going for us. You know, we got 3 prizes. Second prize for the blooper challenge has already been won. So we're going to announce those probably next week. We're going to let it run one more time for one more week. Also, last week, if you missed it, the week before last, if you missed it, we had a show the week before last. They blocked our show. So y'all definitely want to come through and show up, you know, while we live, because we never know when they gonna block the show. They blocked our content for the week before last, and it was a powerful show. I forgot the name of it. What was it? I think it was drug abuse. So pretty much we was pointing out the corporates of how these rappers, they be flogging and stuff like that when they be coming to, hold on, give me a second. How they be flogging when they be coming to their music. You know, half of these rappers don't even do what they say they do in their music. But then again, they'll push it to our youth and they'll push it to our children. And then, you know, children grow up and, you know, they internalize those things and they end up doing those things. And in this case, what we brought out, one of them actually blew up as a music artist and died from doing something that an artist said that he doing his music and that he really doesn't do. You know, so we're going to find a way to get that out. We're going to find a way to get that back out. So we might just release it on Facebook so it can just be out there. Or, you know, we might try to find a way to get it on Twitch. You know, a lot of people been telling us about Twitch. So hopefully, Father's will, we're going to be able to get that back out there or figure something out with that. But Father's will, that message will get back out. You know, and for those who caught it, they caught it. You know, all praise to the Most High. So we're going to go ahead and get into the show and bring our brother, Chaasadahwar in real quick. So let me go ahead bring my brother in real quick. Brother Chaasadahwar, Shalom, Ak.
Hello, Mark, what's going on?
Nothing much. How you feeling, man?
Can't complain, Ak. I'll praise the Most High for breath, for life, you know.
All praise to the Most High. So, you know, we already, you know, let the people know, all the people know that, hey, we got our brother Chaasadahwar coming through, blessing us real quick. So, can y'all hear brother Chaasadahwar well? We're gonna give it like cause it's like a 10-second delay on them. So we gotta give them a second. I wish it was like right on point. So, you know, we we ain't missing a beat, we ain't missing a second. You know, this interaction. All praises, all praises. Hey, Stacy, we gonna Stacy Adam, we gonna link up to talk about what you talking about concerning that also. Yeah, cause we need to release that back out. After them taking that away from us. So let's just go ahead and jump into it, man. All praise to the Most High. It's good to have you here, man. So, I want to start with how old are you, man? Just throwing that out there. How old are you? Cause I can't.
32.
You said 92?
32.
I'm messing with you.
Hey, if I was, I'll be proud.
Oh, praise. Hey, look. If we made it to that age, we'll still look this age. Praise a higher, though. Praise a higher. Praise a higher. So, 32 years old. All praises to the Most High. So, Sean, you want to... You got your questions lined up for the brother?
Con. First, I want to say all praise, glory, and honor be to our Heavenly Father, higher. Water for gracing us with another day, another second to get it right.
Con.
Be useful instruments in these last days, man. And to be able to connect with brethren that's, just seeking to be a light as well. Our beloved brother Chaasadahwar over there in Illinois. Is it Chi-Town? A lot of people, they hear Illinois, they just automatically think what? Chi-Town. So are we accurate with our assumption?
Yes, sir. Southside Chicago.
Southside.
Okay, man. So we can start there, man. Give us a little background, man. How was life, growing up on the south side of Chi-Town?
Well, I mean, I grew up in Harvey, Illinois, Southside Chicago, off 155th and Honorary. From what I remember, it's typical Israel, man. You know what I'm saying? You got all types of debauchery, gangs, violence. I mean, that's typically normal in Chicago. But growing up in Harvey, it was pretty much the same thing. I moved from Harvey, moved to Robbins, Midlothian, around them areas, then moved to Blue Island. So my mother was really, growing up, it was mostly me, my brothers, and my mother. My father, he was in and out, but my mother did her best to move us up out of that, to you know what I'm saying, so it won't influence us as much growing up. So I mean, I'm fortunate, you know what I'm saying, to make it up out of it. But you know what I'm saying, them the curses, that's what we was born with. You know what I'm saying? I mean, it's a bad stigma on Chicago. Anybody, I mean, I think my first Passover, I went to the 2018 Passover, and the first brother I met, I think he's from Texas. He was like, "Man, you from Chicago?" He was like, "Man," "Man, you made it up out here, man. All praises, man. I heard it was crazy out there." Like,
Man.
It's typical, you know what I'm saying? Growing up in the environment, you don't look at it like that.
That's what I'm getting at. Like, I mean, if you don't actually live there, the persona that they put on that particular city, man, it's just like, if you're not gang banging, if you're not affiliated, you won't survive. Especially as an African American, so-called African American. But as a Judite, you can't make it. So give us a little detail on how you made it through, man. I know you say moms. As we know, I think we spoke about some of those things on the last show as well, that they block. How our parents are doing the best that they can.
Right.
But what we've come to understand is getting closer to the Most High, finding and applying the principles of Yeshua, that we need, that the fullness of His Spirit, the fullness of His guidance, along with the good fundamental principles that our parents gave us, to make it. So what are some of the things you would say, I guess, that what the Spirit was guiding her to help you, eventually become the man you are today?
No, that's a good question. Because there's no leaders in our communities. So
Mm-hmm.
even though you're poor growing up, a lot of us had TVs, some type of box TV with
Mm-hmm.
the regular channels, channel 3, channel 5, 7, whatever, typical channels you get for free. So your heroes, your idols, whatever you want to call it, was what you seen on TV. And all they showed on TV was debauchery. You know what I'm saying? Is the news is pretty much degrading, ostracizing our people. So we didn't really have no pretty much leadership, a way to be like, you know what, I want to get out of this. So my mother was fortunate. I mean, she didn't start going to church till I was about 8, 9 years old. Um, that was more so of an outlet. I mean, we were just living. You know what I'm saying? Just living, just trying to moving from project to project, apartment to apartment. But when I turned about 8, 9 years old, it was a church in the city, 46 in Drexel. We was going to. It's called the Church of God. That's when she, you know what I'm saying, found Christ. Well, Christian church, what we know is Christ, and she started to change her life, and things started to get a little better from there. I have two older brothers. One is 10 years older than me, and one is 14 years older than me. So it was more so they was pretty much on that trajectory. Even though my middle brother, he went to church and started going, but they were still more so out in the world. Me, I didn't know what was going on. You know what I'm saying? I didn't have a real like strong father figure. Of course, my father was there, but they had ins and outs with my mother. But so pretty much it was like when I started going to church. And I know I'm skipping a lot of it, but I was young. You know what I'm saying? When we
Mm-hmm.
grew up in the projects, I remember a lot of things, but I was still young, so it wasn't like I was out there running the streets, gang banging. You know what I'm saying? And the older I got, with that structure from the church, it gave me a point of demarcation of where I could I can only go so far. You know what I'm saying? And it really hurt my conscience if I started doing certain things. The older I got, you know what I'm
Okay.
saying? So it was like I always had that belief in me that I believe in Christ. I know there's a God. You know what I'm saying? But the older I got, and then when I went to high school, I kind of stopped going to church. But I always had that in me, like, you know what, one day I'm gonna live my life right. You know what I'm
Mm.
saying? I know, like, sooner, like, I know Christ coming back, even though we didn't have the full understanding. It put that fear in us where it was like somebody watching you. You know what I'm
Con.
saying? And sooner or later, you're gonna have to meet your creator, your maker. So I always had that in the back of my mind. So I mean,
Hey.
high school years, I pretty much stopped. You know what I'm saying? I ain't gonna say I stopped going to church. I was still in my mother's home, but I stopped claiming I was saved. I started, you know what I'm saying, meeting people. You know what I'm saying. Then you start dealing with females and so on and so forth.
Mm-hmm.
Graduate from high school, you start doing drugs, of course. And I got to the point where I started going deeper and deeper into the world. Um, got to the point of selling drugs, just being out in the streets. Really, what my mother tried to protect me from as a child, I ended up gravitating towards later on in the years of my life in my 20s. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
I never really did anything out of this world. You know what I'm saying? Where it was like there was no, me as far as going to jails. A lot of times I could have got caught. The Most High was just he always had his hand on me, man, and I'm fortunate for that. But I dibble and dabble in the world, so on and so forth. But it wasn't nothing that I I regret it all, but it wasn't nothing that you know what I'm saying. It'll set me back in life. You see what I'm saying?
Kind,
So
Okay.
kind,
Okay.
man.
So that hey. So with that, still going back to the original stigma. So did I guess the persona of the violence that's in Chicago ever come to your doorstep?
um, well, I mean, I remember growing up, it was shootings every night. We had to get on the floor, opposite side of the window. We used to sleep on the floor a lot, and I wonder as I got older, I love sleeping on the floor. You know what I'm saying? When I was in my teens and my 20s, I always was like, man, I gotta sleep on the floor. Realizing that's what I did a lot as a child. You know what I'm saying? Even like my cousins, a lot of us we lived in the same projects, so we'll hear the gunshots. we got to the point where we knew, hey, get on the floor. You know what I'm saying? And I mean, we on the flow, like literally just having conversations, playing around. It became normal. We became desensitized to it. You know what I'm saying? There was a lot of shootings, a lot of killings, but it was normal. And that's the point I'm making. It became normal to us.
Mm.
The outside stigma is just so bad, but it was normal to us.
Mm.
It was normal. I know a lot of brothers, a lot of my cousins, uncles got killed, stabbed by, you know, ex-girlfriends, whatever. It was normal. And I'm not being insensitive towards it, but you meet a lot of people in Chicago and they have a certain look on their face.
Mm.
You know what I'm saying? Chicago is an unforgiving city. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people say, you know, for you to make it in Chicago, you got to go outside of Chicago. You know what I'm saying? You got to go to ATL. You got to go to certain places, New York or Cali, whatever, as far as music or any entertainment business, because we're unforgiving. We hate our own here.
Right,
You know what I'm saying? And that's how it is.
and I could speak to that because I think we did a show on this. What the brother King Von, the young guy.
Yeah, violence in Israel. I
Yeah.
think y'all can catch that on our Facebook page. We should. I'm gonna upload it up to YouTube so y'all can catch it on YouTube as well. But yeah, go ahead, Doc.
Yeah. So from looking at his background, he states that he originally came from Chi-Town or in Illinois. So and he felt the need that he had to go to Atlanta, to survive and prosper with his career. Even what was I guess I don't know if it's his mentor or I guess his ace coon, the brother Dirk. I mean the young guy Dirk that's very he's popular right now in the music industry. So I can see what you're saying. So but enough about them, man. So from for on that perspective, I know I heard in one of your verses you were saying that you used to do the music, while in the world. Is that kind of where you got your viewpoint on, or you've heard or come across someone stating if you wanted to make it, Chaasadahwar, seeing the talent that you got, because it's obvious through the gift he's blessed you to, exalt his name now through the ministry and the music ministry
Kind.
that you had a talent. What was your experience, striving to do music in the world?
Yeah. First, all praises to the Most High. But yeah, I started rapping probably. I think I was in grammar school. I was probably like fifth, sixth grade. I used to write poems. That's how I first started rapping. And I never forget. It was a young brother. I forgot his name. This was like fifth, sixth grade. I used to sit next to him, and we used to have battles. We used to write each other lyrical battles. We used to battle each other off the pen. Just I'll write my two bars down and then pass it to him, and he'll read it, and then he'll come back at me. Like that's how we used to do it. And this dude was he was young, man, but he was lyrical, man. I'll never forget it. And he was dope. You know what I'm saying? And me and him just started connecting like that, just writing poems. And it was one. I believe I had an art class, and one of our I think we had like a talent thing going on where you could show art or whatever you want to do, you could bring it forth. And I had wrote a poem, and from what I remember, it had a good reception. A lot of people liked it, and from there I just started writing. You know what I'm saying? But as far as doing music, actually writing songs and going to the studio, that was after high school. When I was like 18, 19, I ended up buying a little computer, little Dell computer, bought me a little, I think, I forgot the name of the mic. It was like a little snowball mic. You know what I'm saying? And I had
I know exactly what you're talking about.
You know what I'm talking about? Yeah. I had one of those, and I didn't have a pop filter. I did one of these. You so far away from the mic. So when I speak and project, the P's and the S's won't hit. I had mastered that where I know the certain distance. You know what I'm saying? And I had my program, and I was just doing it, bro. And I knew a lot of brothers that rapped and did music. For one, it was my barber. I've been going to him for over 10 years now, but that was like, man, my right hand man. We used to do projects together and whatnot. He was old. He's 10 years older than me. I gravitated to a lot of brothers older than me when I was young. People used to used to say I got an old soul, but I always gravitated towards the older crowd. I don't know, just something about me. I like listening to those who are older and get wisdom from them. So a lot of the guys I hung around was in that Wu-Tang era. You know what I'm saying?
Mm.
Them type of brothers, just straight lyrical, straight. You know what I'm saying? Just
We
in the
could
streets. But you know what I'm saying?
we could definitely tell in your music that it's like everything that you're speaking of right now is in there. From when you was talking about, okay, you and the young brother, writing bar for bar with each other. It's like bar for bar in this mixtape, Sincere Milk Lesson 3. Cause this is the only one I've heard. I heard part of the first one. And it was like, dang, it's like it's a consistent thing. There's no let up. There's no
Okay.
let up, bar for bar. You can most definitely see that you've been around men of wisdom. Definitely how you conduct yourself now. With me just now, us meeting you this week, I can definitely tell, like, man, the Most High still put, that man influence around you, so you can still have, what we didn't have growing up in the household with the fathers not being there. So that's actually strong that the Most High was able to still deliver that spirit to you.
Yeah. The father still was the father.
Right.
So,
Yes,
so all praises. So that was definitely something I was going to ask you about, man. So you said Wu Tang influenced you. Who were some of your other influential artists that helped mold or encourage your aspiration to do music?
Well, growing up, I kind of followed under my brothers, my middle brother's footsteps. The one that's 10 years older than me. He grew up loving Tupac. Like when Pac was with Digital Underground dancing, and he had that. I know we all remember. And he spit that one verse. That's when my brother was like. He even said like that moment. He was like that dude. He gonna be the next. He gonna be the next one right there. You know what I'm saying? He gonna be the greatest of all time. I don't know what he saw in him, but from that point, he's like every album Pac had. He had. I listened to every Tupac album on cassette. I don't know the younger crowd don't remember the cassette tapes. You know
I
what I'm
think I got
saying?
one of
We
those
used to have the
around here.
cassette tapes with. You know what I'm saying? We old school. You know what I'm saying? I used to play that. Used to run the tape up out of him. Brother used to get mad at me. I heard every Tupac line. It was mostly Pac. In that time it was a so-called, a media driven East Coast West Coast thing. So a lot of the people in the communities and across the world, bought into it. So it was like you had to pick a side. You know what I'm saying? I wasn't big on East Coast music, but the older I got, the more I gravitated towards like Jay-Z. I listen to Jay-Z on the East Coast. I listen to Jay-Z, and I love Biggie. You know what I'm saying? But I gravitated more towards Jay-Z growing up. So it was really Pac and then Jay-Z. I could say those are the two biggest influences on me as far as music wise, because you are who you listen to, whether you want to run from it or not. Whoever you listen to influences your music spiritually, as far as your spirit or what you put out there. So you can listen to certain people and tell, like, what, he listened to him, he listened to them, so on and so forth. So
Hey, and that's so correct. And that's why we feel like this platform and us, getting more educated and more in tune with why we do music and what's our purpose and what we're going to do going forward and how we're looking to penetrate, the atmosphere of the youth to get them to listen to something that's going to be liberating and uplifting and educating their mind versus, the dumbing down, the demoralization of the youth right now. So it's important that brothers like ourselves and all of the I am or family that's doing music, we have to continue to take it to the next level because granted doctrine wise and religious wise and moral wise we're at war, but guess what, another one of their tools is what, music, man.
Con.
exactly,
So
exactly.
and we know the adversary that he's capitalizing on one of his strengths. Hint, hint. you
Con.
know, if you would like to know more, get into that GOCC Academy. Shout out to the elders.
Con.
You
Con.
know,
All praise, yes, sir.
Yeah, man. So, but yeah, man, it's big. This is important, and that's why we want to, bring you on. Have this platform, man, to let them know. Let them know where you come from, and let them know what you're presenting in the name
Hmm.
of Christ Yeshua. So, man, with that, so I mean, I can feel you on that. I wouldn't have known Jay Z though, but I could see that pursuit to definitely drop jewels, cause like in your music, like man, which is what we got to go into now, man.
Hmm.
The three sincere milks, man, and I'm loving the whole mode of that. Where did that come from, man?
Kind.
Let's stay there for a second,
Yeah.
It's a little backstory to it. I can give you the short version.
Now
Um,
wherever the spirit give you, man, let's
Kind.
get it.
That's what we try. We trying to get what the spirit got on you, brother.
all right, all right. Well, to start it off, man, I came into this truth understanding in 2016. Um, Probably like early 2016 or like March or so. But I didn't fully commit myself until I never forget the date, July the 24th. That's when I said, you know what, this is the truth, and I think I know too much right now to you know what I'm saying, push it to the side. So that's the day I was like, you know what, Father, I'm about to give my life to you. Still had a Christian mentality. I was still learning, but it was still I had a Christian mentality where a whole you're saved type thing. You know what I'm saying? But the more I learned going forward, the more I realized like, okay, I got to get with the body. There's laws and statutes I need to follow. I didn't learn I was Israel till later on in my walk. You know what I'm saying? The first thing I learned was the name of the Most High. That video that the elders did when it looked like they was in a dungeon. You know what I'm saying? And they,
Oh yeah,
the
them
quality
days.
was like
Boy.
It didn't even matter though. Huh? It was
Right.
didn't matter, bro. Those were the best
bruh,
videos.
man, tell me.
Best
Go ahead.
videos.
Tip. Look.
Best videos.
For
The
real.
name of the Most High. I heard that because I don't know. One day I was smoking and whatnot, and I was like, man, I wonder what God's name is. You hear Jehovah, but I typed it in. You see these two brothers with all white on in a dungeon. I'm like, man, let me check these brothers out. Because your persona, I'm like, well, if the truth is out here, it would be, it would look like that. It would look like nobody watched it before. It's just somewhere in a hidden, concealed place, and you gotta actually listen to it. I listened
Hmm.
to it. I said, man, this is real. So to go forward in it, when I first came into the truth, I wanted the meat. I wanted high knowledge. I wanted to learn high level things that this world isn't teaching. Book of Enoch, Book of Jasher, um, Testament of Solomon, knowing about the priesthood, you know what I'm saying, the doctrine of the Essenes. I started going into all these books and I didn't have a solid foundation in the word. I couldn't prove the doctrine of Christ out the Bible. I couldn't prove what the laws was in the Bible. And that was a problem. It kind of stagnated. My walk was stagnant because I didn't focus on what I need to focus on when you first come into the truth. You need to learn the milk.
Hmm.
Like First Peter 2:2 say, as newborn babes, desire the sincere milk of the word, so you can grow thereby. But I tried to skip, you know what I'm saying? Try to skip steps in this walk, and it's impossible. You can't. You'll stunt your growth. So the Most High had to really show me, like, this is what I need you to learn. It ain't about all that high knowledge because you could break down prophecies. You can't really break down prophecies until you understand why I sent my son. You know what I'm saying? What the Old Testament was about. What's the laws? What's the statutes and commandments? What is required of you? You know what I'm saying? I'm reading Enoch and not even knowing that we're not supposed to be eating pork. You know what I'm saying? Read
Right.
Enoch with a ham sandwich in my hand. Like that was the backwards mentality that I don't think I ever told anybody this, but that was the backwardness of my walk. So the Most High, I think I listened to a lesson. I forgot the name of the lesson, but the elder was just going into the milk, man. He was just breaking it down, breaking it down. And I'm like, you know what? The milk. You know what I'm saying? Like I like that. I am a newborn babe. I just came into this understanding. Just got baptized. Let me focus on the milk so I can grow properly. You know what I'm saying? And I started just taking my time. I locked myself in the room, ain't talked to nobody for at least like a year. And I rapped in the world, but before I came in the truth, I stopped rapping for at least like 3 years. Because before I came in the truth, I was on the whole conspiracy theory quest. And a lot of us, that was our entryway into the truth. We know something wrong, but we don't know what it is. So I started going into conspiracy theories and whatnot, and I kind of altered my 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 road to doing music in the world. I was like, man, I ain't selling my soul. I'm not doing nothing homosexual. I'm not doing all that. You know what I'm saying? And I killed my drive. But when I came into the truth, I was like, man, I started listening to truth music, started listening to Bron and a lot of these other brothers. I'm like, man, these brothers breaking down precepts. You can do truth music and it ain't sin. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, all right. So I was like, you know what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna get structured. I'm gonna get rooted in this walk first, and then I'm gonna start doing music. I'm gonna learn the basic foundations because I need to know what I'm gonna rap about, and I'm about substance. You know what I'm saying? I need an idea. I need something that the people can to get from me. You know what I'm saying? And I'm always about being on topic, structure. You know what I'm saying? It got to make sense for me. So I was like, you know what? Maybe I could do sincere milk. That sounds like a good idea. You know what I'm saying? And I'm gonna focus on what I should have focused on when I first came into the truth. That's why I call lesson one, and you got all the scriptures. So I was like, you know what, I'm gonna bring these scriptures to life. Because these scriptures is what help build me a firm foundation. And when you look at lesson one, it's basically the doctrine. I talk about First Peter 2:2, of course, is the intro. Then you got Thessalonians, waking up from a strong delusion. You got Romans 13:11. Now it's time to wake up out of sleep. Then you got the name of the Most High, Exodus 3:14. Exactly. Exactly.
Hold on, we gotta speak on that for a second. Z's.
Did you see them when he broke it down on precept upon precept? It was like, that was nice.
I saw the video. The video was dope. So let me ask this real quick. So was that video your first video you ever done? Or is it the first video you ever done in the truth?
First video I ever done. Ever done. I had so many opportunities in the world to do videos. I never wanted to do it. And I never knew why. I don't know if it was because I was shy or I didn't want to be on camera smoking weed or whatever. I just didn't want to do them. But when I came into the truth, I'm gonna be honest. It was my Azariah's idea. Shout out to my brother Azariah, CEO of Pure Gold. It was him. We talked about it, and he was like, "Man, we need to do a video for this." And you know what? We about to go to Passover. Why don't we do it at Passover? And I was like, decent idea. You know, I'm not a super visionary, so I really was like, well, I don't know how we gonna do it, so on and so forth. But then my officer Yeshaya, he's part of Pure Gold too, and he's a good visionary too. And we all came together, and my brother Kanak, he's part of Pure Gold too. Shout out to them brothers. But and then you see all the other brothers are the brothers that's a part of the gathering, a part of the GLCC Chicago. But we all just came together, man. Them brothers. I'm telling you, we shooting the video. I don't even know what's going on. He was like, look, do this. This is how we gonna do it. I'm like, all right, fine. Whatever you want me to do, that's what we gonna do. And before I knew it, we had I don't know, man. Azariah, he was just like, look, we're gonna do this. We're gonna do this. You're gonna stand right here. We're gonna have all the brothers. It came out, man. It came out beautiful. All praise to the Most High. So that was pretty much. It was beautiful, man. It was a beautiful gathering, and it was basically just the plot behind the video was I came over my ox house. He's not in the truth, but he want to learn. I'm teaching him the Bible, and then the other scene where you see us at the round table, it's me. It's pretty much him bringing his brothers in the truth after I brought him in the truth. That's why you see all the shirts. That's what the shirts represents. Now we've taken on the sincere milk of the word, and now we're trying to grow. You know what I'm saying? And you had the sisters in the other room. It just showed modesty. You know what I'm saying? The humility of our sisters. You ain't got our sisters, you know what I'm saying, out here acting any type of way. to show modesty and humility. You know
Mm-hmm.
what I'm saying? And it was just a representation of this is kingdom building. This is what it looks like when you waking out of your sleep. We at the round table, brothers got little wine. We ain't acting ignorant. We acting as grown men building this kingdom.
Mm. What I
That
want to
was the
do,
basis of that.
I want to play a snippet of the video real quick. To give the people insight on exactly what you're speaking of. Because what I do want everybody to do, I want y'all to go to his YouTube page as well. And go subscribe to his YouTube page. Go like this video. And all the songs that y'all listen to on this page. I'm about to get ready to switch over to it right now. Let's.
Ace on the beat.
Yeah.
Look, it's high time to wake up out of sleep. Brother, what you doing with your life? How salvation nearer than believed. Even if you poor, you still pay the price. We was born into a living lie. Who do we trust when oppressed? I'm finally awake, I thank the Most High. Now it's time to overcome the lust of the flesh. Every holiday we celebrate our downfalls. But he winked at our ignorance. Searching for the light mentally groundhog. Knowing the shadow to come springs deliverance. I praise the Most High for the bishops and deacons and the elders for the light that was beacon. It wasn't too much that a brother believed in. Didn't realize I was battling the demons. Had no idea that the bed I was sleeping was my casket. Just had to be closed. Thought the life I lived was real. I was dreaming. I heard my name and then I awoke. I'm still yawning, wiping sleep on my eyes. I see the strife and what can be worse. I'm still more.
Everybody that already run into this show, y'all already know how I do it. I just give y'all just a little bit. Just a little bit. And then, we got to come right back to the show. Y'all got to go to this.
Tell them stay tuned, though. It's more at the end of the show.
Oh,
Stay to the end.
Oh,
And
yeah.
for all those listening, go share this. Like I said, let's turn up for the Most High. Let's vibe. Grab your glass of wine, whatever you're doing. You're sitting on you wine and dine. What wine and Ciroc?
Yes, sir. Yes,
or like I said, just go play his the lesson 1, 2, and 3. That's your wine and Ciroc right there, man. So yeah, man. Chop, you had anything else, man?
Yeah, but like when he hit the ZZ, it's like he said, like the substance on it, like it wasn't just catchy. It was like when you listen to it all the way up to it, it just catch you. It's like, hold on, why? But man, let me not go. It's just
Praise, man. Glory to the Father.
All glory and honor. So all right, so I think we're on 1 right now. So we went from 1. So what I guess inspires you to just keep going with the lesson 1, 2, 3? Because eventually we're gonna get to 3, which is the latest. But let's build up. Let's go ahead.
The initial plan was when I first, it wasn't no lesson 1 or 2. It was just Sincere Milk mixtape. I had 12 songs. And that was gonna be that was gonna be the mixtape. So and this was around the time where the Chicago body was being, we had Lamar the Hob, who was the elder, the bishop over us. And when he parted ways, Elder Gabar was coming from New York to Chicago and actually restructuring us. You know what I'm saying? Getting the leadership and getting everything structured. Being an apostle. So as he was coming, I was like, man, you know what? And it's brothers and sisters that do music in Chicago. Shout out to all of them before me. But it was like I wanted to get the elders' approval to do music, to make sure I was in the right spirit. You know what I'm saying? To make sure it's okay. We didn't have any guidelines. We didn't have any guidelines. No structure. It was just people was just doing whatever, and it doesn't belittle anybody or anyone that was doing music. But I was just like, you know what? Let me go to the elder and see if this is okay, since we're building as a church. And he was like, yeah, Khan, you know what I'm saying? You know, Cap, you know how Gabat talk. You know what I'm saying? Just let me know what the plan is, this and that. And I'm like, well, I don't want to sell it. I'm gonna give it away for free. Who am I? You know, I'm gonna just give it away for free. So I gave him a copy. He was like, yeah, I'm gonna listen to it, Cap. I'm gonna listen to it. And you know, I know the elders is busy. I wasn't expecting him to hear it sooner or later. You know what I'm saying? But as the went on, I was like waiting on his approval. The Most High kept giving me songs. Before I knew it, I had 30 songs. I was like, and as I structured them out, I said, I pieced it out into two. You know, I love pop growing. I was like, man, let me do a double disc CD. You know what I'm saying? Let me do a double disc, lesson 1 and 2, 15 songs on each. And the first lesson is about the doctrine, like I was saying. You name the Most High, Christ's name, so on and so forth. Then lesson 2 is more so spiritual, about examining yourself. You know what I'm saying? You got songs about judgment, you got songs about humility, songs about forgiveness, so on and so forth. You know what I'm saying? And that's pretty much how I ended up, where it was just like the Most High just kept giving me music, and I just kept writing. Like I said, I took like 2-3 years off before I came in the truth, man. So all that just came out. And then after like my first year and a half in the truth, that's when I really started getting into it. But Romans 13:11 was the first song I wrote. My first verse, that's the first verse I wrote. But I wrote those verses between a year apart. I wrote verse 1 in 2000, I think early 17, and I wrote verse 2 like early 18 or something like that. So it was like, that's kind of how it was.
Man, it be like that.
It be like that, bro.
It be like that.
Yeah.
But I do like the way that, you know, how you order your songs, and also how all your songs stick to the topic of the album. Cause I wouldn't have never known that one album meant this, the next album meant that. Unless we had talk. But now that I know that, it's like okay, now I can go back and listen to them albums with new ears.
But this is the thing though, and like I said, it's probably different for different people. But I grasped hold of that, checking it out. Each album, I seen the elevation. I felt the growth that you was going through each one. And like I said, it was a build up to 3, and like, man, that's why I'm anxious to get on up to 3. With all of them, like you said, the songs about forgiveness, and like I said, you even did. I mean, even like you said, his song order, when you did like the Father, the Son, Ruach, all of it just order.
Right.
So.
It was just real cohesive. I loved how cohesive it was. Like I said, I haven't been all the way through 1. I haven't heard 2. I've definitely ran through 3 for like the past couple of months. I've definitely ran through that one. But just listening to them, it's just like there's no let up. There's no let up as far as you getting spiritually fed, with the milk.
And that's what, well, let me not state it. So how important, I mean, once, the interview is over, I'm hoping and thinking that everyone's going to go check it out. But from your perspective, how important is it for everyone, and I'm going to bring the scripture, how important for everyone that comes across this knowledge, this priceless awakening, how important is it for each and every individual to cherish the sincere milk? Because the reason why I'm saying that, because that's why I was saying I was able to really feel from each album to the third, because That's the same mindset that the Most High, put in the spirit that He put on you. That's the same spirit He put on me. To cherish that sincere milk. So, why is that so important? I want to let you speak on that.
Well, you go to Isaiah chapter 28. What did it say? Whom shall he teach knowledge? And whom shall he get to understand doctrine? Them that are weaned from the milk and drawn
And
from the
drawn from
breast.
the breast. Come.
He's only giving this understanding to those who are willing to receive it, the milk. Um, and I only been in the truth for like 4.5 years. I'm a baby, and I'm not ashamed to say that. You know what I'm saying? I mean, you got a 4-year-old. What you look like your 4-year-old telling you he a grown man, a grown woman. Like I just had you. You don't know nothing. You a snotty nose. You know what I'm saying? You a baby. You just started walking. You know what I'm saying? Not too long ago.
Come.
I feel like that's how the Most High look at us. And we try to skip steps, desire that milk. You know what I'm saying? And I'm gonna read the scripture right quick. This is Hebrews Hebrews chapter 5, verse 11. And this pretty much just to top it off, because I believe it's very important. And I believe when you look at the elders, and we admire their knowledge, wisdom, understanding, but they mastered that milk. They mastered that. When they went through the schoolmaster, when they was in, what I'm saying, out the other camp and learning whatever they was learning, they understood law. They understood discipline, obedience. You know what I'm saying? Through obedience, the Most High give you wisdom. And we can't skip steps. We got to go through the same process. I mean, we're fortunate that we don't got to go through exactly what they went through, but we can't skip steps as far as our studies. We got to work out our own salvation. Let me read a couple verses. Hebrews chapter 5, verse 11. It says, "Of whom we have many things to say and hard to be uttered, seeing you are dull of hearing. For when the time you ought to be teachers, you have need that one teach you again, which be the first principles of the oracles of the Most High, and are become as such as have need of milk and not of strong meat." So in the book of Hebrews, he's telling them, like, look, he's talking to our people that knew the law. You know what I'm saying? It was like, look, y'all got to learn again. We can't even give y'all meat because y'all need the milk. Y'all rejected Christ. You know what I'm saying? If you don't understand Christ, it ain't nothing I can tell you. That's the milk. Master Christ. Master the Spirit of Christ. Master what he can give you. Then you can go into the higher understandings and being able to discern. But last verse, it says, "For everyone that useth milk is unskillful in the word of righteousness, for he is a babe." Key verse. "But strong milk belong to them that are of full age, even those who by reason of use have their senses exercised to discern both good and evil." And that's the end game. You got to examine yourself and be able to discern good and evil. How can you if you don't understand the milk? The Most High is going to judge us based off of our self-examination. So how are you willing to be judged unless you desire the sincere milk of the word? And that's self-examination first. And you have to measure yourself by Christ. It's very important. I feel that's one of the most important things, because what the scriptures say, he with little knowledge is better than one with much knowledge and transgress the law. That's Sirach, I think 24:17. You know what I'm saying? So it don't matter how much you know, it's about your actions. So it's very important, man. Like I'm very passionate on that when it you know what I'm saying? That's probably one of the best questions you can ask me, because that's what I'm about. And you guys,
Hey,
any brother in Chicago, any sister in Chicago, that's what I'm about, you know. So
but my brother, because we would get along just fine. Because
what's
that's
up?
exactly where I'm at. Because some people think, you got you can break down the heavens all you want. That don't mean you're gonna make it to the heavens. So so I got one precept to what you're stating there. And
Get
then
it.
we're gonna get ready to, go to the goodies. All right, so this is Sirach 20 and 32. Pretty much just
So what you got?
what he just brought out in Hebrews. The whole mindset that he presenting through his music and the concept of the show right now. desiring that sincere milk. Just letting the Most High guide you. You there? All
Yes, sir. I'm there.
right. It reads, this is Sirach, chapter 20, verse 32. It says, necessary patience in seeking the Most High is better than he that leadeth his life without a guide.
Mm, 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 mm.
So it's a necessary patience in growing in this spiritual walk, because you come to find out that it's a lot of things you don't know as you grow as a child and things like that. We look at the parents and think, I can do that. No, you can't. That's just like us looking at the elders, like, I can teach, I can do this, I can do that. It's more to it than just teaching it
Exactly.
like that. So I'm gonna read that
Beautiful
again.
precept. Beautiful
One
precept.
more time for the listeners. This is Sirach chapter 20 and 32. Necessary patience in seeking the Most High is better than he that leadeth his life without a guide.
Uh,
All
mm,
praises.
mm.
So let's like I said, like me and the brother saying, and like we all are agreeing on this show, man. Hey, cherish that sincere milk. Too much is given, much is required. All right.
Uh,
The more knowledge you obtain, the more you're gonna be expecting to put out. So now do we got some exclusives going on, child? Is it something that the people need? Oh, yeah. Yes. Let's not jump over that. So I want to ask you, what's your favorite song? What was the most impactful song for you? Like we always ask this question because I know it can come off bias, but one, the spirit probably gravitated you towards, one in particular that you did the most on this particular project. So which one would it be?
Before I go into that, I need to make a correction. That was Sirach 19 and 24. That scripture I quoted. My brothers in Chicago are gonna get at me if I ain't correct that. So Sirach 19 and 24 about he who has small understanding is better than one that has much knowledge. So I want to get that straight. So forgive me. But the most impactful song for me, um, uh, probably to be honest, Judas.
Mm,
Probably Judas because that was probably one of the deepest songs I've done um to date because I was listening to a lot of lessons. Um, and this was around like Passover. You know what I'm saying? When they had to when they got canceled and we all had it, you know what I'm saying, online. And every time the elder go into Judas, man, it sparks something up in my spirit to examine myself. You know what I'm saying? Because um, you don't know who could be at the table with you, let alone yourself. How do you know you're not a Judas unless you examine yourself every day? And I did a lot of research on Judas, and I just started going through lessons, started going through precepts, and then I try to look at it from Christ's perspective. So when I wrote the song, it was from Christ's perspective, as if he was talking to Judas, like you was my brother, I loved you, and you
mm,
sold me, you gave me up. You know what I'm saying, for 30 pieces. And I try to relate that to this walk today, because I mean, if it was a Judas within Christ, initial body, of course, is going to be Judas's throughout the body of Christ until his coming. Um, the key was to not be him, or to not be her, not don't to not be that Judas. So I that was from the perspective of Christ telling him like it was better for you not to been born. You know what I'm saying? It was just really like a conversation piece, you know. And it was deep, man. Even the image, my brother Azariah, the whole image behind it was just it was deep. You know what I'm saying? Because I think the hardest thing to do is to come to the realization of yourself and realize like you're wrong and you need to purge something within you. That's one of the hardest things to do because you got shame and this and that, but all that ain't worth you know burning for. So that was the most impactful for me personally because I felt like this was something. Of course, everything the Most High give me is from the Spirit, but it was
Hmm.
really like this is a warning. Make sure you examine yourself and make sure you're not him because we look at Judas as the biggest monster in the history of betrayers, but we ain't far from it if we don't stay on that narrow path and
Uh,
focus in. You know what I'm
uh.
saying? So that was one of the one of the more so tracks that really like impacted me.
Yeah, man, and I think, like I said, the first time I heard Lesson Three, man, I was moving around. I think I was helping my brother move, man, and I was listening to him. I'm like, yeah, this is vibing, so I'm vibing with it. But this week, I'm listening to it, and I'm like, man, how did I miss all this? How did I miss all this? So that Judas, yes, it did catch my attention. I'm gonna say, and I'm pretty sure Chop got his. I'm gonna say Proverbs, man. Proverbs, man. It's a
All
big ups
praise.
for Proverbs for me. Proverbs is one of those books that pulled me in the truth. Like, come here, get over here. But it's that and your delivery, but also it was kind of a some of the most I was speaking to my spirit as well because guess what? And this is because you did a phenomenal job on it. But the thing is, the
All
most
praise.
high put on my spirit years ago, do a song called Proverbs. And what
Mm,
am I saying? Like what's all throughout Proverbs, you be slowful and things like that. You gotta be diligent. The most I give you something, you gotta go. And when he gave it to
that's
you,
right.
you went with it. You see what I'm saying? And you did your thing on it. So I'm like, man,
All
all
praise.
praises. All
All
praises.
praise.
For allowing the
Yes,
spirit to
sir.
use you on that. So
Kind and
All praise.
my apologies. My mic was off. I don't know how long it was off, but it was off. So I don't know what they didn't hear or anything. Y'all was talking the majority of the time, but I'm gonna go ahead and speak on pretty much mine. So, uh, I had two. I had two. It's the last two on the album. Is
don't
you.
cheat out. Don't cheat.
And I ain't
Come
no
on.
cheat, bro. Nah, go on. You slow. That's slow. It was you in testimony. Testimony is my highest favorite. And I actually had questions on testimony. It was two parts. Uh, it was at like a minute and 55 seconds. Yes, I did. Where you was talking about your nephew. Um, what happened there? Like with your nephew with that whole situation.
Yeah, man. My little nephew. At this time, I think this was like 2017. He was like, I think he was like 2 years old. Um, and we all, was at my mother's house. And I was laying down, chilling, and they was in the dining room playing. I think, yeah, because I got two nephews and a niece, and they was all in the dining room playing around. And there was some hot chocolate on the counter, and my nephew got a hold of it, and he spilled it on his chest. 2 years old. And hot chocolate, just fresh. So he burned himself. Um, I think it was a second-degree burn, but before I know it, I just hear screaming. I go out there, I look, and he's just screaming and excruciating pain. My mother, she's like, she's really in shock. We're all in shock. Um, Called my brother. He come, end up taking him to the hospital. Now this is what the line was about. On the way to the hospital, I'm making a long story short. On the way to the hospital, I'm holding him in the back seat, praying to the Most High. I'm in the truth. I'm in the truth. So boom, I know the name of the Most High, and I'm praying to him fervently. He was screaming, excruciating pain. I felt like he was gonna go into a coma some the way he was screaming. I thought he was just gonna pass out. So I got him in my arms. He's screaming. I bow down and I pray to the Most High in the back seat, like, Father, please give him peace. You know what I'm saying? Give him peace. I mean, I can only imagine myself being burned right on the chest too. Like he got burn marks all on his chest. I'm praying to the Most High. Before I know it, my nephew stopped crying. 2nd-degree burn on the way to the hospital. Probably took us like 7 to 10 minutes to get to, about 7 minutes to get to the hospital. He fell asleep in my arms on the way to the hospital, and it's like the Most High just instantly answered my prayers. And that's why I said that's how I know the Most High is real. I knew he was real, of course, before, but that exact moment proved to me was like, I know he real. Ahaya is real, and he answers prayers. Fervent, you know what I'm saying? Those who believe. And as soon as we got to the hospital and I gave him to his mother, that's when he started crying. And that's when I knew, like, yeah. You know what I'm saying? The Most High, man, he's gracious, he's wonderful, and he's merciful. You know what I'm saying? I cut a lot of it because it's a long story, but just imagine a 2-year-old getting burnt by some fresh, anything hot. You know what I'm saying? Steaming hot water, burnt to the chest. And he stopped crying for like 10 minutes. He was just in peace. You know what I'm saying? Me as a man, I would have been crying all the way there. You know what I'm saying? Just like, man, you know what I'm saying? But for him to have peace like that, I was like, yeah, higher real. That sealed it for me. You know what I'm saying? And I only said it in a bar, but I had to put it in there because it was just like, that song was really my testimony. You know what I'm saying? If I had children on my deathbed, this is what I want them to hear. Just like the patriarchs were. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah.
And that's the reason why that's one of the songs that really, really, really touched me. Like, and it was like you had another bar in there where you was like, we from the gutter, unnoticed like Pennywise. I was like, whoa. He said, Kasha Shear of a hot iron, check the irony. I was like, come on, man. I was like, look, this brother is dropping it, and it was like an emotional attachment with me in that song. And it's like, I can't stop. This is with me personally. I just can't stop playing it. I can't, it'll be on repeat.
All praises. All praises, man. All praise to the Father.
All praises. And, you know, the Father is real for those who don't know. You know, that testimony, that's why I had to make sure that I asked that one, because it was like, I wanted to know what happened there. You know, how that whole situation turned out. Is he okay? You know, is he here with us? You know, what the detail of it. And we got it, you know.
Yeah, he's fine, man. That night he was running around like ain't nothing happened.
Look at the Father.
Like ain't nothing happened, bro.
Look at the Father,
bro. Most High, man. All praises to Ahaya, because, like I say, man, it was a shock factor with it, but we got through it. And I thank the Most High for that. Real talk.
Oh, praises.
Praises, man. Man, you can just feel it. You can feel the spirit even. You delivering it, man, and that's what we need, man. We need those testimonies. We're gonna need it more and more as the time progresses, as prophecies unfold. Man, we need it. So all praise for that, man. So Chop, it's on you, man.
All right.
Did you freeze up? Like,
no.
You still see me beside the wall?
I can see you.
I see you.
I can see you. All right, so.
Okay.
I heard that.
So I have not listened to the song yet. I don't know if you had already listened to it, Sean, but I have not.
No.
Okay.
Waiting on the show.
Hey, look. That's that one spirit right there. That's that one spirit. Because I was telling Chaasadahwar, I was like, I ain't even listened to the song yet. I was going to wait until the show. I want to be just as excited as everybody else.
So let's let him introduce it and the whole, reasoning why he's letting us get, blessed with this and what to expect.
All praises, man. A lot of people don't know I'm working on my album right now. It's gonna be called the Pure Gold album. Been writing it. I'm close, but I'm taking my time with it. And I gave these brothers, a little. I told them, I throw them, I throw them a song to let the people hear as a little preview before the album. But before y'all play the song, can I do one thing right quick?
Go ahead. I
Okay. It's a couple artists I wanted to shout out because um, Pure Gold is more than just about my music. This is a platform for a lot of Chicago artists or anybody else. But first and foremost, shout out to Sister Malaka. She has an album out named The Book of Psalms, Chapter 1. And you can go to her uh, page. This is Music by Malaka. That's MusicByMalakah. Music by Malaka. You can go to musicbymalaka.com. The sister can blow. She can sing. I vouch for her, and she makes beautiful music. Just for anyone out there that is looking for, these are Chicago artists too. And then last but not least, I got a brother, Don Yasha. I did a few songs with him on the page. You can check him out.
Mm-hmm.
Old school, but this brother can rap. You know what I'm saying? He got bars. And him and Ak Jeff, they have a project that we're gonna actually drop on the page soon. It's called
You said his name was
Sons
what?
of Ahaya.
You said his name was
Don
who?
Yasha.
Don Yasha. Okay.
Don Yasha and with the brother Ak Jeff, they did a project, an album called Sons of Ahaya. Look out for that soon. It's coming out soon. These brothers doing beautiful work. You know what I'm saying? Just repping the Most High, and they're from Chicago also.
So they're going to be releasing. Do they have music that's on the Pure Gold page?
Don Yasha Allah has music on the Pure Gold page right now. Yes.
Okay.
He has a couple songs on there, but they're gonna actually drop that project soon. I just want people to look out for it.
Okay. So most definitely, when those things come through, I know you got more, but when those things come through, we gonna make sure that we kind of get a. I want to get a promotion team together. Out of everybody that come and visit us on the shows. To push this music out a little bit more. So most definitely, at the end of the show, we're gonna get them links from you. So we can put them in the description. All of the links that of his music and everything is in the description. So you can go to the description right now and see all of his links that's in there. But later on, after the show, we're going to add the extra links that he's talking about.
Okay. And then this song, I'll just go right into the song. The whole Pure Gold album is basically self-examination. No different from the Sincere Milks, but this is a different title. That's what Pure Gold is about. It's about, when you read Isaiah 13:12, it tells you that practically a man in the last days will be as pure gold. You know what I'm saying? And the Most High is looking for that finished product. And we have to purge all the infirmities out of us, which comes with adversity, which is the fire. And that's what Pure Gold is about. We're about purging and becoming that perfect man and woman for the Most High. So every song that I'm writing is basically an infirmity that I'm basically myself. It starts with myself first. An infirmity that I'm purging. You know what I'm saying? To become that perfect product for the Most High. So the name of this song is called Blissful Tongue. And we know ignorance is bliss, but what about our mouths? The scriptures say, the tongue is a world of fire. Who can tame it? You know what I'm saying? And we take for granted that the Most High used his words to create life. So the same thing that can create life can create death. So he put the spirit on me. I was reading James one day, and he put the spirit on me to do a song about this, and which really focused in on myself, because a lot of times I'm guilty of it. You know what I'm saying? You just speak and don't really watch what you say. And let all your communication be within the law of the Most High. So that's what pretty much inspired this song for me to write it. And I pray brothers and sisters enjoy it, because it's something different,
All praises. So we're gonna jump into this song, but before we jump into this song, we appreciate everybody for coming through and kicking it with us. So I want to ask everybody, what's your favorite mixtape from Chaasadahwar? If you're familiar with his music, what's your favorite song? Drop it down in the chat on the side. I want to see what everybody's responses is. But we're gonna go ahead and pull this jam up.
Yeah. Pure gold. Purging infirmities. A blissful tongue. Yeah. A burning flame that no one can tame. Without offense, that's the plan of a perfect man. What you set aside, might wanna watch your mouth. The angels write every idle word coming out your mouth. Something I'm guilty of. Oh yes, I must confess. I'm not ashamed to explain the things I must correct. What proceeds from the mouth pumps inside of me. I've deceived myself. How could I lie to me? I always pray for wisdom to be wise in speech. I dropped what I prayed for and forgot what I came for. Sirach 4:23, know when to speak. Sirach 14:1, hold your tongue. A wise man makes himself beloved, using the words that come from above. Aren't you aware how the tongue's full of terror? Who can understand its errors? This word, death and life are in the power of the tongue. Quick to hear, slow to speak, son. We speak blissful ignorance. Repent. Death and life are in the power of the tongue. Quick to hear, slow to speak, son. Let's make a pact not to let our gums smack, lest it's giving him the glory.
Like music, hold on. We ain't gonna let Satan take over the mind on this one. Boy, that right there. Look. Y'all already know. I'm doing it once again. Y'all gonna have to catch the rest of it when it come out. I'm telling you. Y'all gonna have to catch the rest of it when it come out. Oh man.
Man. So, like I said, I know it's gonna be a build up. Hopefully, how you willing come through and bless the show again when that project comes out. But man, we're gonna get ready to wrap it up. But as an ending statements, man, for any of the listeners that may not already have submitted and been convicted and dedicated and giving their life to Yeshua or Christ, as most may know, in your hometown, friends, families, anyone you come across. I know we spoke on Chi-Town a little bit earlier. If there was anything that would give hope to the city, what would it be?
I could use this on a broad term, but I mean, Chicago, man, we just only thing that can give hope is time. That's all, because you can't buy it. You know what I'm saying? Time is more important than money. That's the only thing I can say, because honestly, knowing what we know, our people, man, we just destroyed. And I wish we all could just slow down, and actually think about what we're doing. A lot of us don't even have any leisure time to think. You know what I'm saying? Outside of the technology and computers, just sitting alone and thinking about our lives and thinking about what am I living for? Just some time to think and reflect and understand. You could put COVID with it, everything that's going on, and ask yourself, what are you chasing? What are you looking for now? You know what I'm saying? It's something greater than you out there, and it's nothing but confusion out here. It's no answers out here. You know what I'm saying? Get a Most High try, but just time, man. Time. Most High. I pray the Most High give us more time. As far as our people, more time to get it right, because these prophecies going quick, man. And before we know it, bro, it's gonna be time to bounce. You know what I'm saying? And it ain't no coming back. It's like we see the prophecies, only 90% ain't gonna make it. But to actually see that, how many of us really ready for that? You know what I'm saying? To be like, we've seen millions die. You know what I'm saying? It's real. So we can't stop prophecy. We know it's gonna happen. It's just, man, that's all I can say. I just pray for more time for our people.
Well, there you have it, family. It's been another blessed show. Pray that everyone enjoyed the water, and thank you for everyone that tuned in, chimed in, gave your input on everything we asked of you. You know, please share this show, this broadcast to the four corners of the earth. Let's help build, you know, and do our part in combating, you know, the wicked devices that are out here. So everyone do your part. We're doing this for everyone, not just for ourselves. I leave them with every way, every avenue to reach you and get in tune with your music and the whole team. YouTube page and everything like that.
So so like I said, go ahead. Go ahead.
That's Chaasadahwar. Yeah, make sure you
I
shout
got
out
you,
to
my
them.
fault. Yeah, they can check me out on YouTube. Royal Ones by Pure Gold. That's Royal One, the number one by Pure Gold. You can go on Bandcamp and look up Chaasadahwar, 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 Bandcamp.com. Or you can go on our Instagram page. You know, more things to come soon on there. You can just go to the Instagram page, Royal Ones _ Pure Gold. So those are the platforms we on right now. More platforms to come soon, but that's what we on right now.
All praises.
All praise to the Most High. So everybody, y'all continue to lock in with us. If you ain't already did it, tell somebody to tell somebody to tell somebody to tell somebody about this channel. Share this thing like crazy. Y'all make sure y'all go into the description and y'all share all of his links on Facebook, Twitter, whatever. We got to get this gospel out through the four corners of the earth so the end may come. And y'all already know what it is. I'm your boy, Chop. We got Aksham, and we thank you, brother Chaasadahwar, for coming through and blessing us with this most humble, blessed interview.
We had a question from one of the listeners. I think it's Serena. I hope I'm not missing your name.
Oh.
But she says, what does Chaasadahwar mean? And we'll leave on that note.
Oh.
Good question.
I forgot about that question.
Chaasadahwar means a humble fire or a humble flame. Chasad, humble humility, a war, flame of fire.
Man, all praises. All praises. That is, look, strong name.
Sound like a lot of what we're gonna need to endure.
Con. I see everybody's chats. It just run a little fast sometimes, and I see everybody drop their songs in here that they love. Wisdom of Solomon. I think somebody said a lot of them. All of them. A lot. Excuse me, all of them. You know, what else we got in there? Help me out, Sean.
We got Akawal. Shout out to my Akawal. He said he ain't gonna lie, all three of them hot. You know, but you know, I think he said Hebrews 10:26. That's one that stands out to him. All praise. Well, Oxtacy, he said his was up here. He said 1 John 2:15. Yeah.
Appreciate it. Yeah, appreciate everybody for the inspirational comments and everything. We'll keep doing this, you know, as the Father give it to us, man. Until the next time, blessings and shalom, Aya.
For all the beef that's brought, imagine what's soon to come upon them. If something's in the oven, imagine what we would bring. But weapons ain't carnal, still red top like Arsenal. From long time and the new wave weren't overnight, took a few days. But man's coming from old school, still love if I don't know you. Man said a million ways, I'm like that isn't the wave. True man had that squeezy, you won't see me, keep it PG tips. Hello, KJV, go read me, get sneaky, man a sneaky. Just downloads, no CDs, 2 freebies when you see me. What? Boy, best know you're gonna see me. 144, all white, no spots. Cause I was made to judge them gods. That 10 man on the daily, well, couple Baileys, yes, no maybes. COVID-19 or 18, man, I deal with Proverbs 18. Catch man at verse 1, man can't give strong meat to a baby. A